Hey guys, welcome back to another Foundry review. We got the whole game. We got Johnny, we got Sly, we got myself, Ken. We are taking a look at the Acolyte. We got the first episode here, Lost and Found. You guys ready to take a look at this one? See what this is all about and talk about it?
No. No, it's actually
Nah.
no. Yeah.
No.
It's not that bad. Actually, it was like really very lukewarm going into it with not a whole lot of expectations and a lot of hopes and stuff like that. When by the very end of the episode, I had a lot of intrigue and mystery, with the figure in the distance kind of thing. But like, I don't know. As far as them establishing main characters, that Soul character, I really like him. He's pretty cool. But everyone else,
Stands out.
I don't really care for.
Yeah. It was. They went for a very like direct and to the point kind of intro because
I liked it.
Very strange that they were just like immediately like, here's this person trying to kill a Jedi Master and right into a fight. I'm like, I'm all there for the fight. The intro seemed a little like just cut and dry. I'm like, I'm not for or against it. It was just different. So it definitely caught me off guard. But I did really enjoy the combat that they started with because I thought it was pretty well choreographed, to be honest.
Oh yeah, the little bar brawl.
Yeah.
It was excellent. Yeah, I was very happy with it, and you thought that this character who was not really armed, who had the with the throwing knives, little shurikens dealio, they seemed very underdog like, and the Jedi was just like holding back almost like 100% to the point where like, yo, like I will kill,
get on my level.
Yeah, like I will kill others in order to get to you, and that's exactly what she did. As she used like one of her strengths where she doesn't allow like others to get hurt as a weakness. And it was pretty cool. She like outsmarted her and outdid it and got her killed. That's the lady from The Matrix, right? Or am I tripping?
Oh.
You know what?
That Jedi?
It certainly looks like her. It might be, that might be her actually.
I cannot remember. Yeah, maybe some investigative on the spot there.
I was gonna say the other girl is the little girl from the Hunger Games way back in the day.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, huh. Yeah, that lines up. She did I thought she did a pretty good job as like the lead for this. I think she does a pretty good job so far.
For what they were giving her to do, I agree.
Yeah. And she's playing both roles, so like she's got to like kind of switch characters to some degree. I mean, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but she's got a little bit of both sides to play with.
A little more multifaceted. Yeah, she kind of has to adapt. Yeah, she does a good job doing it. You can definitely tell the subtle variations between the two of them every time she's on screen.
So. Well, Clueless and Mad. I feel like it's not that big of like a tell. Doesn't seem like that big of a tell on between them all. What else was I about to say? I don't know. Yeah, like you said, they started right off really well, where they're like, this is where the show is gonna head towards, and they did a really good job of setting it up and just kind of moving forward with it. I like how like we need a team of specialists, and Sol just gets a bunch of kind of youngins. He's like, come on, gang, let's go. He's like, I'm gonna teach you some.
Let's go.
Yep, I'm gonna teach you some stuff along the way, and I really like that as well. I thought that was pretty cool.
He reminds me, I know the actors come out and said he drew a lot of his inspiration from Qui-Gon.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
And you can tell it, even to the way that they wrote his character, in the sense that he's defiant, he's just not vocal. He's very shy and quiet, whereas Qui-Gon was openly like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I do this my own way. I mean, his Padawan confronts him like, why do you have photos of like your old Padawan? And instead of being like, shut up, or no, he's like, justifying it, even though it kind of goes against the whole like attachments are forbidden thing.
Yeah,
he's like, well, you know what, like our attachments kind of like make us stronger, blah blah blah. And I'm like, this guy, I like his interpretation.
We got to learn from our past. Exactly, I really like that because it was like it still kind of makes sense,
It
like,
does, yeah.
It's you don't have to push not away everything.
Yeah, maybe, and just showing that it's not an easy path for the Padawans as well, as they're taught something, as a child, and then they see the grown-ups and their mentors kind of going back on what they were told, and it's just like could be very confused, even more confusing for them, to where it's just a very like convoluted and cloudy path that's not as white and black like as they think it is.
100%.
Yeah. So One thing I thought was interesting. I think they did I mean, kind of just going in overall design. I think they did a pretty good job with like the sets, feeling like they're in Star Wars. Like the ships, the locations, all felt pretty like real. Like I think they did some like actual like prop work and stuff like that, which I think is cool.
I agree.
And one thing I thought was interesting on the ship was that it was a Nemoidian ship. And like I was trying to, because this is supposed to be 100 years before episode 1 or something along those lines. So I was like, in my mind, is like 100 years. So they don't even have a full trade federation yet. So we're saying that they did all that in 100 years.
Right.
And they have all these droids in 100 years. I suppose it's possible, but it was just kind of funny seeing them. And then also them, I mean, this is probably for the best, but them without their like really thick accents from the original trilogy.
Less racist interpretations.
It felt a little weird because like as a child you see them and you don't think it's racist or anything. You're just like, that's just how they speak. So then now seeing them speak and like not have that, you're like, oh, it almost feels like weird and wrong.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, you know, probably better. It's just they were speaking just normal English and you're like, huh, that doesn't feel very alien anymore.
No.
Or just like not, you know, they just speak perfect basic, I guess, as they would call it in the Star Wars universe. So
Yeah.
very interesting stuff overall. Just some things I noted.
The classic, if they don't speak like me, then they are enemy, and it's easier to kind of see it. Weird media is really strange about that in 2000s era. That's why it's like a lot of action movies, they have it as a foreign bad guy, example, every Die Hard movie kind of thing like that.
Yep.
True.
It was a great time. You know, you look at the year that a movie comes out and what's going on in the world, they draw heavy influence from it.
Hating on my Jedi American ways, god damn it.
Yeah.
Damn.
You trying to take my civil lightsabers from me?
So, question for you guys. What do you think about the Jedi outfits and how different they are and how much they changed in that 100-year period? Like, that seems strange to me.
I honestly did not seem like a huge difference there. It just seemed kind of like robes with hoods and stuff like that. What was the difference?
They have like a ceremonial one and then like an actual on-the-go one.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which one you're thinking about. So I guess if I'm more specific, like they had the very more like
white
and yellow one when they go take her in.
I did notice
like, that feels weird to me. Like it feels like it's supposed to be Old Republic regal, like, you know, when the Jedi were at their most powerful. It's just weird to see it, how much it changed in 100 years. I don't understand what happened in those 100 years where we went from having this to just, you know, what we see in episode 1.
Right. I have a hard time calling it Old Republic too, and knowing the writers,
it looks the fucking same. So I could understand why you have a hard time calling it the Old Republic, because it looks damn near the same.
Wait, but you got to keep in mind there's multiple things that are very different too, like the whole yellow lightsaber thing that we see Yord rocking. The only time we ever saw yellow lightsabers in the modern era was the Temple Guards.
Yeah.
And they had like a very specific thing about like, oh, it's like an anonymity. It's kind of like a you do this routine watch, like you're on like duty, and you relinquish it. Like it's not your permanent lightsaber. So to see that again, it's like, okay, well, there's like a timeline skip, but 100 years. My issue with it is it just feels too short of a time jump for all the changes that are happening.
So you want it to be like further back?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess if we're also being critical of ourselves with that, I guess a lot can also change in 100 years, because if you think about how it went from the Republic to the Empire, that happens in a very short period of time. So it is possible. I just don't know what thing caused that transition. I wonder if they'll like explain that,
address that or something,
different series or something. But like for that change, obviously it was like, you know, Emperor Palpatine and shit. But like what happened in this 100 years that like caused such a drastic shift in like, you know, the Jedi becoming even more complacent and
shit? Is it going to be like the guy that we saw at the very end of the episode, like Darth Malgus or Revan or something, or whoever that is at the very end of the episode?
Oh yeah, I don't know what his deal is. I'm very curious
think
about that.
Judging by the name of the show and his whole little speech about like become an acolyte, whoever this master is technically the apprentice of the actual Sith Lord of the time.
Darth Plagueis the White.
I was thinking, timeline-wise, if it's not Plagueis, it's Plagueis' master, Tenebris.
Yeah, which we don't have much
That's
more
going to
on,
be
do we?
another practical effects makeup. Like, they're going to have to put in the sauce if they show that person.
They probably won't.
Yeah. I mean, I actually wanted to ask you, John, what are your thoughts on the makeup?
The prosthetics I enjoyed in the bar brawl episode. I thought it was pretty fine.
Okay.
It's
what about
it's
like, the Jedi?
I mean, with the younger Jedi, the Padawan, she looked fantastic. Her makeup looked fucking actually dope. I really enjoyed that. The older guy, the goofball, he needed to be de-aged quite a bit.
100% agree.
But he's ripped, bro. Did you see him without a shirt on?
I know. He looks...
That was so weird.
It was so fucking weird because it's like a child
was
in
he
the
go-
room. And it's like...
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how old this guy is supposed to be. He feels younger, but he looks about 47. Look up the actor's age. Look it up right fucking now.
Okay.
Find out his fucking age right now because I'm
I
gonna
gotta
lose
tell
my
you, man,
mind.
I
about
really
it.
hate that actor.
That's
Especially after his interviews where he's saying things. I'm like,
Oh,
dude.
dude, the interviews. I don't even want to get into that. 'cause we'll
Someone
go off
needs
on a
to like
tangent.
shut him down and say you're doing no press for the film or the show.
God.
so
Let's see,
unfortunate.
Charlie Barnett. How old are you, bud?
Oh, I gotta complain about the fucking when they find her, the main girl, and they bring her in the jail like you're under arrest, and they put her on a separate ship instead of having her ride with her, knowing that she was trained as a Jedi and is potentially dangerous.
Seriously.
They put her on a prison transfer bus, and
All
I'm
droids.
sure, yeah, I'm sure this is just a fucking old Republic thing, quote unquote, but like there's just a big old jail cell in the fucking middle with like a bunch of open bars and everything like that. Again, fucking Jedi murdered somebody with Force abilities and powers, which the lady in the very beginning of the episode like fucking said out loud and stuff like that and called it in. And it's
Yeah.
like she's like using the Force, and it's like, oh, she's not gonna use the Force in here in this little prison cell thing.
They should be assuming she's armed and dangerous.
Since when do they not have a brig in those ships? Every single time that we've seen a prisoner in Star Wars, it has been in a smaller room. Every single time, there's just not been a like collection. Like there's not a big old cell. Like
It's a small walled off room, or in Darth Maul's case, they put you in like a coffin, and they're like,
yeah, or like strap you the fuck in, be like, dude, you're gonna use the Force, you're gonna fucking kill me.
Dude,
Stupid.
you know what's even better about that is the fact that they're all going to the same place anyway.
I
They're all
know.
back at the temple. Why didn't they just
So
go
stupid.
together?
Oh my god!
So
just
the
terrible.
plot
Like,
could happen.
They didn't even try to say like, you know what, we have to make a pit stop. That's why we're gonna go separate, or we need to like finish something here. No, just
True.
you know what, put her on the transport. We'll meet her at Coruscant. Meet her. This isn't a dinner date, dude. You're taking her to jail. Like, also,
Yeah.
you're just 36 years old, my guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I was close though.
I guess we don't know how old he's supposed to be, but I
Hopefully
assume
not
it's a lot
16.
younger than
Check
that, because-
Hopefully
fucking
not
Wookie,
16.
check Wikipedia.
Because
I'll
he's supposed
fucking
to be a
say it.
Jedi Knight, and I assume should be. He just became a Jedi Knight.
Yeah, he made Knight 2 years ago or something like that.
So like, there's no way he's supposed to be actually in his.
I'm gonna check
30s.
fucking Wikipedia then. What the fuck's is that? What's his character's name?
The character's name is Yord.
Jesus.
Yord Fandar.
Lord Fandar, Star Wars age. Lord
Yes,
Fandar,
sir.
Wikipedia.
My Lord Yord.
Lived in the Republic era.
The Republic.
Oh man,
And don't forget, he's got his own Padawan learner too. Little Tassi Loa.
That's
Little
true.
Nigerian. I gotta say, they did a good job on her makeup too. She was a little stiff
she looks,
personality.
she looks cool. Yeah, I feel
I
like
think
it
she was
fits though.
supposed to be.
I feel like
Yeah.
it fits though. I don't.
Yeah.
You are accurate, but I don't see that as a negative.
Even with him, like the personality. I mean, he's also seems very gung ho about reaching for that lightsaber, which I think is so funny because that doesn't.
Like he's
it
excited
doesn't
about
go
it.
well with the villain. How the villain's like, you know, they only reach for their weapon and they mean to kill, blah blah blah. But
He's
you're
like
right,
a corrupt
excited.
cop, ready to pull his gun.
Jesus.
Wow, they have a
He's
Funko.
ready.
Dude, they have a Funko Pop for Yord Fandar. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
They make Funko Pops for anything.
They really do.
Yes,
Where's our Funko Pop, dude?
I know we could have a fucking
Imagine.
Funko Pop
Come on,
series,
dude.
dude. What the fuck?
on.
You gotta have like a Bob Ross version, Sly.
Special
There's gonna be
edition.
there's gonna be a Groundhog Day one for Ken and a Ghostbusters one for Ken
Oh,
as
hell
well.
All right, so I got one more thing that
Okay.
I think we should obviously talk about for this episode. What do you guys feel about the whole, in my opinion, very on the nose, the fact that they're twins, one's good, one's bad deal, and the fact that they like kept it a surprise until like only
very
very in the
end.
episode?
Yeah, at the
Like,
very end of the episode, they're like, "Hey, I'm assuming this is a 6-episode series, like they all are." And I don't know, that's very weird. And you know how the entire episode is gonna be the good version who was in prison and stuck on the ice planet is gonna be pursuing us. No, don't hurt her. I can change her. Or she's gonna be like, "I want revenge," type of shit. That's all the entire show is gonna be. You know what? That doesn't interest me like fucking at all.
It's
Yeah.
cliche, and it's because of that. It's very predictable. The whole thing, the origin, the outcome. I'm worried they're not going to deviate from that standard formula, and that's just lame.
They
Well,
could
it's-
surprise us.
It's
but
working really well
I'm-
for them. Just kidding.
Yeah, so well. They could surprise us, but I was like, I wish they had like teased that out a little bit more. Let the mystery be there, because they don't at all. They're just like immediately like, oh, okay, twins. Oh, she's alive somehow. Like, it's just very predictable in that sense.
I'll give
And
them
obviously
credit.
you
It's
want
better
some
than
of that.
somehow Palpatine returned.
Well, even
the bar
Such
is
a
on the
low
floor.
bar.
The
leaving
bar is on the floor. dude.
even if it is like predictable, I still think that a story can be done really well. You know,
Yes,
and that's
I agree.
something you know that they're not going to do. And
That's
they
my
just
concern.
keep putting out garbage after garbage. And so far this is just fine, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And like it's a
It
low
leaves a
bar.
bland taste in your mouth. Like you don't hate it, and you're inclined to watch another episode because you're curious. But it's not one of those things you're like, holy shit, I'm on the edge of my seat. I gotta know. This show isn't giving me that vibe.
Yeah, it just
You know what they should have had? They should have had the main character. They should have had like some kind of stuff going back and forth, you know. You'd be seeing some stuff and then they'd be doing some questionable stuff, you know, and it's actually they don't tell you, but you kind of scratch your head a little bit, and it should have been
Yeah.
showing both of their lives, show the parallel and the contrast, and at the very end of the episode, they also, I guess throughout the episode, show a little bit too of that first Jedi, them doing some stuff and maybe having an investigation, and then boom, main character like comes in, murders them, build them up, and then pull the rug out from underneath them. You see how like dangerous that this character is, and you know, do something a little different.
yeah.
And then
agree.
yeah, I don't know. It's everything, every Star Wars production has been so ridiculously just boring and bad and not fun and something that I don't look forward to, and I really hope that Disney is losing money on this only for the fact is that it forces them to do something different. And it's annoying because they are acquiring all these fucking things and they just keep slipping and making fucking garbage with it, and it's just like, damn, dude, like they're just gonna be forced to fucking like shelf this stuff and like, well, it's just not making money, you know, and then we're not gonna get any Star Wars for another 20 years, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, until they sell it to some other company.
I don't know, which maybe would be good, but that's what's kind of like, that's something that probably won't even happen in our lifetime, honestly, but it still sucks though.
I think it comes back to there's too many cooks in the kitchen with these things. There's too many opinions and trying to appeal to too many audience members instead of just telling one good story about something.
Oh, you think they were trying to fucking be too woke with those fucking liberals and shit?
No. Putting words in my mouth.
I'm just kidding.
It does feel a lot more forced as opposed to like natural storytelling in that regard. Like you know, if you look back at like even old Disney movies, like the animated ones, John, half of them were all about diversity and it just fit. It didn't feel forced. It was just a good story surrounded by good lore, cultural influence. And then all of a sudden they're trying to like cram it, and it's like, you don't have to cram it. This should feel effortless. You're creating all new characters. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, when they do something, not that the show's doing any of that, you know, everything feels quite like natural character wise and diversity wise.
Yeah.
But when you say that like it feels very forced and weird, then it comes very on the nose, and it's like kind of leads to, I don't know, when it's on the nose, that's the least of our problems, because you already know like it's just going to be bad storytelling or bad writing.
Yeah.
And the writing on this is already quite subpar. But again, coming off of, what was our last Star Wars series? Fucking Ahsoka. Was that last year?
Yeah. Yeah, it was last year.
Also bad.
Ahsoka was okay. I mean, it
had its redeeming
all right,
qualities,
but it at least had an idea of where it was going. It didn't have anything like riveting or like, whoa, crazy, like I can't believe that happened. But
well,
it did
crazy.
okay.
They fucking had a, no, I don't know. The ending of that series made me really mad with the zombie stormtroopers that were really extremely disappointing. And I feel like the entire show was a waste of my time of them building up Ray Stevenson's character for Balin just for them not to being able to like kind of build off of that, which is no one's fault, but like, damn, what a waste of my fucking time, because they won't be able to do anything with that character now.
Because it was the best, unless you recast or something, which that could really take away from all that work.
Oh God, Sabine, fuck, I remember her. She's terrible, dude. God.
Anyways,
sorry, she's so shit, dude.
Anything else we should mention with this episode?
No, I think we've covered it pretty well.
I hope they're like, oh man, we just don't have enough lightsabers. That's the thing. We just need more lightsabers. People don't like normal Andor bullshit or fucking stormtroopers. They want lightsabers, and I hope this is like doing really bad. I wish there was a way for me to review the show without giving them satisfaction of my money, or like, hey, we got this was streamed at this house or something. Again, I don't think it's that bad. I give it a fucking 6.5, 7. I don't know.
I was gonna say 7. Like it's.
Yeah, 7's good.
It's there to start. Well,
I'll back
it could go
up
up
to
or
7.
down.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
It's decent.
That's a Foundry 7 for a first
right.
episode of Star Wars. Starting off strong, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys,
promising.
if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts here on the very first episode of The Acolyte. We'll be back very soon with the next one. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Peace.